Dyscalculia isn't a familiar term for a lot of people, but this math learning disability is quite common. In fact, researchers think it might be as common as dyslexia. Dyscalculia makes it hard to understand and work with numbers. It affects children at school and also in their everyday lives. They might have trouble measuring ingredients, for instance, or making exact change in a store. Children don't outgrow dyscalculia, but there are strategies and teaching approaches that can help them learn and enjoy math. It's not clear what causes dyscalculia, but research points to genetics and differences in how the brain is structured and functions. There's also a strong connection between dyscalculia and dyslexia. Around half of children with dyscalculia also have reading issues. And many children with dyslexia have trouble with math. It's very common for children to have more than one learning and attention issue. But even if a child has other issues besides dyscalculia, it's important to address the math disability apart from the other challenges. The signs of dyscalculia become more noticeable as children get older and math becomes more complex. But signs of children being at risk for dyscalculia can appear as early as preschool. One of the most common signs is trouble understanding quantity. Children often don't get the concept of more versus less or biggest versus smallest. They might also not understand that a number stands for a quantity, that the number 7, for instance, means 7 items in any group, such as 7 apples or 7 blocks. Another sign is not really knowing what numbers are or how they work. For instance, a child might not know that the symbol for a number and the written word of that number are the same. These abilities are sometimes referred to as number sense, and most children with developmental dyscalculia struggle with them. Children may also have difficulties with procedural aspects of math, such as lining up numbers correctly to solve a problem. But children can also learn about numbers using their senses. One example is working with objects or sounds. A child might count out a group of 7 beads so that she can see what 7 looks like, or she might count out numbers by clapping them or ringing a bell. These multi-sensory techniques give children another way to connect to basic math concepts and skills. Relating these back to the symbols is key. Schools can also provide accommodations that give children access to what they're learning. Children might get extended time on tests or assignments, for instance, or be able to use manipulatives such as base 10 blocks and number lines to figure out problems. There are ways parents can help at home. Playing math-related games can be a fun way to work on math skills, and there are many apps and software that can make math easier to learn and do. Everyday activities like cooking or baking let parents draw attention to numbers. As they work with their child, it's important for parents to know that having dyscalculia is not a matter of intelligence. Children can have difficulties in math and still thrive in school and in life.